Okay, here we go. Episode 2 of Partner Time. Today, we're going to talk about wearing a headset so you can hear me better. I'll be right back. It's episode 2 of Partnership 101, and I'm already making slight improvements. I noticed on my last recording it was a little bit hard to hear me, so I have this so I can talk right into your ear. I'm just gonna preface this recording by saying I'm really sick, so I have a really huge headache and kind of a sore throat. So if I seem like my brain's not like firing on all cylinders, my brain's not fully synapsing, it's probably because I have a huge headache and a sore throat. But I'm gonna do this anyway because I felt like it, and we'll see how it goes, and maybe I'll start over or maybe I won't. Today we're going to talk about partner programs. So in my last Partnerships 101 video, I talked about different types of partnerships, like groupings of partnerships, and I kind of made an important distinction there that, well, I think is these groupings are by function. So what is the partnership doing for your business? And that's how we should group, partner categories versus, by what industry that they're in or whatever else. It doesn't really matter. You kind of want to categorize your partners by what they're doing to your business plan. And I talked a little bit about the business model canvas to help you think about how the partners are impacting your specific business plan, KPIs, goals. And I talked about also what partners are not. So if you want to go see that video, you can, here's a link or something where you can go look at that Partnerships 101 video number 1. So this is video number 2. In that last video I mentioned maybe I would do a quick one on what are partnership programs. So that's what this video is today. What is a partnership program and why is that important? Why do you need that? What is it? So let's start at the start. Let's say you are a business and you're going out there like, hey, we want to start working with partners, right? So you may be like, I don't know, maybe that's why you're watching these videos. You decided like, we want to work with partners, we want to leverage partnerships. How do we do that? So, okay, so now we know what partners are. Let's go out and find some. Well, what do you do once you go out and find some partners? And they're like, sure, let's partner. Like, what do you do with those partners? What do you even do? Like, where do you put them? How do you organize them? What do you tell them to do? So what you need is a partner program. So a partner program is sort of like a membership or a club. That's one way to think of it. So once you go out and collect these partners, onboard them into your partner program. So a partner program is a way to sort of unify all of the partners under this umbrella, and it gives you a way to organize and manage those partner relationships. So you can build partner programs in channel for strategic partners and for technology partners, or for any type of partners. You can build a partner program, it doesn't matter. Commonly you see partner programs being built for channel partners. I think it's a little easier to build partner programs for channel partners, and it's a little easier to think about partner programs for channel partners. First, let's just think about what a partner program even is. Okay, then what does a partner program include, right? If I want to build a partner program, what am I supposed to do? Well, let's think about functionally what happens when you bring partners in to work with your organization. What do those partners need to do? So there's this whole functional and operational side to partner management where you need to create sort of some structure so that those partners can properly work with your organization. And you want to like remove sort of barriers and friction to make that easy for them. So what does a partner program do? What do you need to do to build one? Well, step one, there's these intangible kind of things, these operations that need to be built for partners to be able to come in and work with you. So I'll talk about that in a second. And then there's also the more tangible things that you need to build a partner program. So these would be things like, a partner code of conduct, partner agreements, and you might have different types of partner agreements or different tiers of partner agreements, partner collateral, partner training materials, these types of materials that you're going to enable your partners with. So let's start with the intangible. So I mentioned like the operational side of the partner program. So if you think about, think about it, just like you would with customer journey, right? So another thing I'm going to talk about later when I talk about my dissertation is that we should treat our partners like customers. So one way we can do that or think about that is, when you've got a customer and you're onboarding a customer into your software, there's like a series of steps that you take. Customer goes through this whole sales motion with you, convince them to buy your product, you onboard them into the product, you pass them on to customer success. Depending on what you're doing or selling, customer success will manage that partner. So I'm obviously talking about, a software, probably a SaaS sales experience, but it's the same for any product, whether it's hard goods or software, it doesn't matter. There's a customer journey. So the same thing here applies. You've got a partner journey. So these intangible processes that you need to develop are really, really important. You want to bring your partner in and have sort of this smooth onboarding process to bring them into your partner program. So first of all, you're going to do this partner outreach. It's the same with customers. You've got this top of funnel thing happening where you've got sort of target partners, and then that funnels down to like these like great partners that you want to have, and then eventually you're onboarding those partners who make it through that funnel. So you onboard those partners, you're gonna sign off on some agreements. So those are the tangible things I talked about, but right now we're just talking about the process. So they're gonna probably sign off on some partner agreements. You're gonna inform them about your expectations in the partner program. You're gonna try to like motivate them and get them excited by telling them what sort of rewards and benefits are there for them for joining your partner program. And then you're gonna have set up a regular cadence of management for those partners. So are you using some type of software like a PRM, partner relationship management software, just like you'd use a CRM? So you might not have that, but you want some sort of a way up to manage your partners. Where do they find documentation from you? Where do you keep your partner contracts? How do they know what sort of benefits they're getting? If there's a tiered structure to your partner program, how do they know where they fall in that program? How do they reach out to certain members of other teams if that's part of your partner program? It might not be, but you need to think about all of those processes. And this is intangible because these are structures. So this is going to be some change management, some internal change management that you're going to have to do if you're building a partner program. So you're going to need to work across your marketing team and with your sales team and your product team to sort of build these processes to help enable onboarding partners and then maintaining and managing partners. And that's whether you're building a channel or technology partner platform or strategic partner platform, it doesn't matter. You have to think of all of these processes just like the customer journey, like you're building business processes. So this is partner operations stuff that you need to think about. The other side to building a partner program is the tangible stuff. So if you're going to create a tiered partner structure, like say you want to have tiered bronze, silver, gold type partners, and those tiers are based on certain levels of sales that a partner achieves, like that's fine, that's all process stuff, but you've got to create that tangible documentation to kind of explain to partners how the partner program works. What are they getting out of that? So you might have like an initial intro deck that talks about, hey, like as you're onboarding partners, here's what you get, right? Here's like what the partner program offers you in this tiered sort of structure. You're going to want to have a partner code of conduct as well as a partner agreement. So a partner agreement is more of like a legal agreement that you're probably going to want to get a lawyer to help you draft. And this sort of lays out the terms of the relationship, how long the relationship lasts for, in what geographical jurisdictions you accept partners. There might be other things to geography. So are you limiting the partner's activity to a certain geography? Sometimes partner programs do that. So there's lots of lawyers you can work with to help you draft a partner contract. And there's also lots of sample partner contracts floating around, especially for channel partner type agreements. So you can, go do some research and look into that, or work with a lawyer to get your own custom contract put together. Depending on your partner program too, you might have a few different tiers of contracts, or maybe you have different types of partners within your partner program. So you might have technology partners and also a whole channel partner program, and also something with strategic partners, and you have different types of agreements within each partner program, or within each tier of your partner program. So you've got to think about all that, and that's some collateral you need to put together. You've also got this code of conduct that I mentioned. So I think this is important regardless of whether you have this legal kind of more formal agreement. A code of conduct sort of more spells out the behavior that you expect your partners to abide by. So how are we all talking about each other? How do we handle, say, conflict or channel conflict together? What are our expectations even marketing wise, as far as, so these are things you might also have within your formal legal agreement, but I think it helps to spell them out just in a behavioral way in a code of conduct. And the reason for this is because a lot of the time, partner managers or whoever you're setting up, you send your partner agreement over, your legal agreement. The partner manager, or whoever's working with you, it might not be a partner manager, isn't necessarily going to look through that formal legal partner agreement. Sometimes that's signed off on just by, sorry, I'm tired, the internal team at the partner's organization. But a partner code of conduct is sort of a shorter form, less formal document that gives you an opportunity to review with whoever it is that you interface with directly, what your expectations are in the relationship. So you can think about this as kind of almost like dating. There's these sort of initial, maybe awkward but important relational things that you need to clear off the table so that everybody's on the same page. So how are we talking about ourselves in a relationship? Are we exclusive? How do we expect each other to behave? When we have like a channel conflict or something like that, what are the expectations? So I can talk more about what a channel conflict is later too, but yeah, so that's kind of what you want in this code of conduct. Some other tangible things are like training materials. So once you get your partners onboarded, how are you going to like teach them about your product or what you're selling or what you want them to do, right? So you're going to want to have some type of training materials, whether it's like pre-recorded videos or like, PDFs or something that's the partners can access through an LMS or through Google Drive or Dropbox, or maybe just stuff that a partner manager presents to the partners. You're going to want to like have some of that ready to go. Also, you want to think about sales collateral for your partners. So that, let's say it's a channel partner relationship, you might want to put together some sales materials so that your partner can go out and sell you. Another part of that tangible piece is you're probably going to want to have like a little bit of a partner presence, like partner sign up page or something like that, somewhere on your website at some point. But you want to think about, let's say partners are seeking you out and they want to sign up to join your partner program, you need to enable them to do that. So those are some tangible things. So all of this said, when you're building a partner program, these are all things that you eventually need to have. You need to at least give thought to these things before you kick things up and go out and get partners. Give a little bit of thought to what you want, how you want these processes to look. Build some of those structures with your internal teams. You don't necessarily need to have all of this before you go start, because you're going to want to ask your partners and do some discovery with your partners to see what they want and what works. So this is one of those like build the plane while you're flying it type situations. But you do need to realize that you need a little bit of structure here, and you need a bit of this collateral and content to actually properly manage a partner program. So that hopefully gives an idea of what a partner program is and what it serves to do. So it has this sort of unifying function. All of your partners are unified and housed under this partner program that you've built, and there's some expectations in the relationship about who's doing what and what the rewards and benefits are. And you've got enablement materials to help, boost your partners so that they can actually achieve what you'd like them to, and hopefully what they would like to achieve as well. So the reason I think this is a really important topic is because a lot of the time what we see is an organization, sometimes new organization, or sometimes very experienced incumbent type organization will go out and say, okay, like, we want to build a partner program. This is our first crack at it. Actually, sorry, no, they won't say we want to build a partner program. They'll just say we want to do partnership stuff, partnership, whatever. Let's go leverage partnerships. And then they set out to do that. They just hire some poor partner manager. They say to that partner manager, we want you to manage partnerships. And that partner manager is expected to sort of come in, build a bunch of relationships, create a partner program, manage the strategy of that partner program, manage those partner relationships on the ground, onboard the partners, like the whole entire thing. And this is really not very feasible, but it's very common. So, and I think that's because there's this missing step, right? Where a lot of organizations kind of don't realize that you need all of this partner program stuff. Like, what is a partner manager supposed to manage? Like, there is nothing to manage. If you don't have a partner program yet, or you haven't given any thought to that strategy or what kind of partner profiles you're going to be targeting, and how you'd like them to interact with the rest of your organization, and what kind of collateral you're going to use to enable those partners, what's the partner manager supposed to do? Like, they're going to just come in, and I guess what, like, handle relationships or build relationships. So somebody might be able to do that for a period of time, and they might like build a bunch of relationships, you know, like maybe they'll get like 10 or 20 or something partners interested in working with you, but you're going to have like, maybe you're going to be using those other partners' contracts, like you're going to be bringing external contracts in, which is not ideal, which means every single partnership is going to have a different type of contract and a different type of agreement. Like, you really want things on your paper so that it's all unified. You're going to have maybe different expectations in every single one of those relationships. You might have a different cadence to how the meetings work. You're going to be completely caught off guard and disarmed when this partner manager has to go build those relationships. It's going to be very fly by the seat of the pants. The other thing is, let's say you want to scale that partnership program, or this partner thing that you're doing, you want to scale that later. How are you going to scale it? You don't have anything processized or anything sort of built, no scaffolding or structure. So say you bring in some more partner managers, like, you're going to have to explain all of this grandfathered in unique idiosyncrasies for each and every partner, potentially, which is going to be super inefficient. So you're really doing yourself a disservice if you do partnerships this way. You need to think about how you want to structure this before you go out and do it, and give some thought to this partner program that you want to build. So everything you do to set up customers, right? Like, you're not going to have, imagine like with a sales team, let's say, you know, you just said, well, we're not going to hire like a VP of sales or a sales leadership. We're just going to go out and we're going to start off by hiring like one salesperson, and, you know, hopefully it works out and they build some sort of a process to onboard all of our customers and hand them off to the customer success team, and, you know, complete and close the sale and find ways to like track those sales and build KPIs. And you're going to expect a salesperson to do that? Like, that's very, very unreasonable. So this is exactly the same. Bringing in a lone sort of partner person, that's the other issue here. A partner manager is probably not at that experience level where they're going to be able to build a structure and a strategy, and then build a partner program, and then also go out and build a funnel to onboard these partners. You want somebody who has that experience. So going out and finding a partner manager, you're really setting that person up for failure, and not necessarily giving them the tools, the executive support that they need to succeed. And just like you wouldn't do that with your sales team, you shouldn't do that with your partner team. So that's what a partner program is. That's why you need to pay attention to the importance of structuring your partner program. And those are some of the things you need to think about in building that. So now, that said, you don't need to be completely rigid and doctrinarian about this. You can kind of build the plane while you're flying it. So, you know, you might bring somebody in with experience who has like strategic experience, maybe director of partnership level person. They can come up with a structure just a loose structure for your partner program. It doesn't need to be super fancy, just the basics. And they can kind of build the plane while you're flying it. So do that discovery with those initial partners, figure out a strategy that's going to work with those partners, start to build those processes and do that internal change management with your other teams. And then after a period of time when it makes sense, start to layer in other team members. You're also going to want to give that person who's in that seat, if you can't make hires within that partner team, that's okay. You don't need to. This could be an individual contributor if you're just a small company. But it'd be really great if that person could borrow from other teams. So maybe they're borrowing, they've got a dotted line to a marketing person who's helping, and a dotted line to a salesperson who's helping, someone from the product team who's helping, depending on what you're doing in partnerships. So yeah, it's really important to properly build that scaffolding. And like I say, you can do this iteratively. You don't need to build it all perfectly and then go to market. In fact, I'd say you shouldn't do that either. But you want to have some idea of what your strategy and your structure is, and really give yourself a chance to succeed in building this partner program. It's going to be way better ROI for you. Otherwise, you're also going to end up spinning your wheels. Like I mentioned in this other circumstance where you've got some partner person who's come in to try to like maybe even manage existing relationships that you already have, and then try to figure out a strategy at the same time, and they don't have the skill and experience to do that, or you haven't enabled them to do that with the right resources. Maybe you've put unreasonable expectations on them around revenue and things like that. You haven't given them the time to actually build this program. You're just not going to achieve that kind of return on investment that you want, and you're going to be disappointed if you don't give any consideration to this concept of a partner program. So that's what a partner program is. Super important, overlooked often, and doesn't need to be complicated. So that's what I have to say about that. Hopefully that's helpful. That's way more than I thought I was gonna say. So I'm glad I recorded this video. Lots of important points there that I think are gonna tie to later. If you're gonna stay tuned and listen to me talk about my dissertation and the research that I did, there's lots of tie-in to what I just talked about. Or if not, that's fine. Hopefully this was just useful as Partnerships 101. What is a partner program, and just sort of some very, very basics on how you might build one. Yeah, and I made it, even though I'm sick. So thanks for sitting through that. If you have any questions or comments or ideas, or you disagree with things that I said, you can put things in the comments and I will respond. You can also find me on LinkedIn, and yeah, and I guess I'll just say, once again, please do subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Share this video if you think it'd be useful to someone, and we'll see you in the next one.